well, thank you for coming back and being in your seats and continuing on this journey here. Before we get started, any gold nuggets that you'd like to share? Anything that came up for you in the first half that you would love to share? Anything that's kind of resonating with you? Yes.
I love the concept design, your life.
Design your life.
Design like what you wear, your business, yourself. I love that.
Awesome. Yes.
I love the whole, like, is the dream worthy of you? Because, like I said, I was kind of pulled in different directions when I first started my coaching business. And so, being able to just ask myself, like, do I have to do that event? What if I don't want to? What if I want to focus on public speaking or coaching? Like, I don't have to do all the things. Is it worth my time, my money, my energy?
Yeah.
And so, having that question in the back of my mind, or the front, my mind, is powerful.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Alicia?
I liked your quote about your history does not determine your destiny.
Yes.
And sometimes I myself can admit that I've been caught in my history thinking I couldn't push forward. And I'm slowly to realize that just because it's the past, I don't have to stay in the past. I need to move forward to the future. So
Absolutely. Excellent. Yes. Great. Yes.
Is success worth blocking off another area, like having success but having to take so much time and energy that you miss vacations, you miss time with your friends? It's like, no, that's a trap that I'm like, listen, Cheryl, listen to what she's saying.
Yeah,
You
one
know, don't
area
keep
of your
them-
life can cost you in other areas of your life.
Absolutely.
We get to listen to that before we get that 2x4 to the forehead.
Exactly, like a health issue or a death or something ugly, and just listen, pay attention to
Pay
it.
attention, pay attention.
Stop.
Yeah. Our bodies are perfect biofeedback mechanisms. Our body tells us when we're in stress, when we're in disease, and that leads to other things, so we get to remember that. Anybody else? Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing so authentically. So before we took our break, I promised that I would share with you a 5-point test to know if your dream is worthy of you, if you're designing the dream that is worthy of you. And so we're going to get to that in just a minute, but let's do a quick recap of what we covered today. So we are spoken to. There are two voices that we hear, right, of our longings and our discontents. Two signals and signs of growth. When we did the life assessment, we listened to those longings and discontents. Successful people create a life by design. So we started to, the first key of mastering your results is designing your dream. And designing it what you would love. That's a different energy when you ask that question in all 4 domains of your life. Then we did an activity, a numbers activity, to show you that we can amplify results by being aware of the pattern of success. We can notice our thoughts and our results and take action to shift them toward what we would love. Basically, to change our results, we change our thinking. And just before the break, we moved into the second key for mastering your results, because now that we know where we are and where we want to go, when we make a decision to go there, the how will be revealed. So that's a lot, right? We covered a lot. So we've covered a lot of ground, and I promise you that I have even more powerful information to share with you before we finish today. And remember, I mentioned that there will be some of you who really resonate with this, and we're going to talk about how to take this a little bit further before you leave today. All right. So let's dive into this question. This question I get with my coaching clients a lot. How am I going to do this? I have never done this before. How am I going to do this? And my first response to them is this. You are worthy of every dream that you dreamt up because you dreamt it. The question really is the dream worthy of you? You're going to trade your precious time, your energy, your resources for something. So we get to decide for our dream by testing it. And that's what I'm going to walk through with you right now. So I'm going to give you a 5-point test so you can evaluate your dream to see if it is worthy of you. So as I ask each of these questions, consider the vision that you have journaled earlier today and know that there is no right or wrong answer here. So let's consider these questions. The first question is, does it give me life? When you think about this idea, does it cause you to feel more alive? Do you get happy and joy-filled and feel more expansive when you think of doing this? Consider your vision, and if you come more alive when you consider that, write down yes. Question number 2. Does it align with my core values? Is there any part of what you desire that would conflict with your core values? For example, if family time is a core value, and doing this dream would mean living apart for 8 months, that may not fit. But if you can take your family with you, that may align with your core values. So when you think about your dream, is it in alignment with what is most important to you? If it is, then write down yes. Now, question number 3, does it cause me to grow? Will you have to do something new and grow by means of working toward this dream? Remember the blade of grass and the angel whispering over it saying, grow, grow, grow. Will you have to become more than who you currently know yourself to be? Often the dream isn't the best part of it, it's who you become in the process. If you'll have some growing and learning to do in order to bring this dream into reality, mark down yes. Now the 4th question is, does it require help from a higher power? Let's define what higher power is. It's any name that you want to use. It could be God, spirit, universe, infinite intelligence, thinking substance. It can be a mentor, someone who supports you. Who's more knowledgeable than you and more aware, a higher level of awareness. Whatever you relate to, if you build this dream, you'll want to collaborate with your higher power. Another way of saying this is, if you already know everything that's required to bring this dream into reality, it's not a dream, it's just a worthy goal. So dream big. Real dreams require being willing to let the higher power work with you, whatever that higher power is for you. This is where we suspend the how, and we welcome the resources. Some of the resources that come from out of the blue. So if you're open to that, if this requires help from a higher power, write yes. And the 5th and final question is, does it have good in it for others? Does it have good in it for others? We need to be interested in everyone. So when your dream is connected to a part of a larger good, then this is a good dream. You'll have access to information, insight that you would never have on your own. Some people ask, they ask me if finding love is good and it for others, And I say, well, are you presencing love? When people see 2 people together in love, doesn't that make everyone feel good? Yes, that has good in it for others, for presencing love. So when you think of your vision and what you would love, and you know that others would love it too, then write down yes. So here are the 5 questions. Does it give me life? Does it align with my core values? Does it cause me to grow? Does it require help from a higher power? And does it have good in it for others? So you want to have answered yes, right, to all 5 questions. This will help you to decide to move forward with your dream. If you have a no, that's okay. Just revisit your vision. Maybe it's just not quite a vision, but a worthy goal. So get clear, get more crystal clear on that. And when you make a decision in the absence of knowing how, this will all come together. You'll experience new results in your life. And that's exactly what my client Melissa did. Melissa came to me. She is a solopreneur, physical therapist, and yoga instructor out in New York on Long Island. She was working 80 hours a week, and she was stressed and overwhelmed and underappreciated. And she had visions, but she didn't know how. She thought all she needed to do was work harder to get there. And as we started working together, we recognized that you don't have to work harder in order to live into your vision. The vision, it will happen if you allow it to. So she literally cut her hours in half and is now making twice as much money as she was making when she was working 80 hours a week. Not only that, but her and her husband had they always wanted to have a dream home in Florida, on the ocean in Florida. And while they were working together, and she was able to see clearly through the forest, through the trees, right? She and her husband found her dream home in a real estate market that was very, very difficult. But they found their dream home, and she is now living the life that she loves. We heard from Kaden just a few minutes ago. Kaden has been through some of my programs. When we first started, is it okay? You shared already, so is it okay if I share again?
Yes.
She came to me, she had an unreleased dream of singing. And now she just won a singing contest. So she has these dreams that she realized. They both made a powerful decision, not knowing how this was going to happen. And they created new results in their life. So what about you and your dreams? It starts by making a decision. You get to decide. It starts by saying yes to yourself. Today is the day that I'm going after my dream. Today is the day that I give away, I say no to the doubts and the reasons why it won't work, and say yes to the possibilities and the opportunities. Today's the day you're going to suspend the belief in the conditions and instead believe in the power breathing you. So are you ready to do that? Everybody going to make a decision to say yes? Awesome. Because we're about to ready to bring these ideas to life. So this is my mentor, Mary Morrissey. She's the founder of the Brave Thinking Institute, where I got my certification as a life mastery consultant. And all the principles I'm sharing with you, she's been studying for more than 4 decades. And I've had the honor and privilege of working and learning from her directly alongside her to teach these concepts to groups of people like you. Mary has a remarkable story, including she survived a diagnosis of fatal kidney disease. She's accomplished some amazing dreams, including writing 2 best-selling books, one which became a PBS special. She's worked with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, the family of Martin Luther King Jr., all on peace and human rights initiatives. And Mary, in the work she's done, has changed thousands and thousands of lives all over the world, including my own. She has 2 quotes that I absolutely love and live by. The first one is this: "The truth is, you are more powerful and contain more potential than any circumstance, situation, or condition." I believe that about you. I believe that we all have more in us than we know to support, and to support us in creating a life that we love. We can't even take a breath on our own without the power breathing us. We didn't wake ourselves up this morning. The power that breathes us did. Beats our own heart for us. Whatever that power is. It's like a lamp needs to be connected to its power source, right? So we get to stay connected to whatever our power source is. And the other quote that Mary has is, "You can't get to your dream, you must come from it." And what that means is your dream is not something you chase to get it, work harder to get there. It means you put yourself in the dream, in the here and now, and live from it as if it's right now. You're living it right now. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to invite you to put on your dream and experience it in your life right now. So here's what we're going to do. In silence, find a partner. Go ahead, stand up, find a partner. Pair up. Just stand together quietly. If you don't have a partner, raise your hand. Do we have equal?
Yeah, we do. We're even.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Trish, do you have something?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So quickly and quietly between the 2 of you, decide who's partner number 1, decide who's partner number 2. Go ahead and decide that. Okay, partner number 1, raise your hand. Partner number 1, raise your hand. Okay, partner number 2, you're gonna go first. Okay? All right, now, this is very important, ladies. This is your life. This is a sacred space. So anything that's shared here is confidential. Nothing shared can leave this room. Can we agree? So you've also been dreaming of a life that you love, and many of you have probably thought of things that you may not have ever considered before. And these ideas are vulnerable. They're like new blades of grass sprouting up, and you don't want to stomp on them and squash them. So when we share here in a few minutes, we want to know that what we're sharing is confidential, and even more than that, that the person that that's speaking, that it's possible for them. Remember, you're more powerful. So I'm going to ask you to tell your partner, your dream is safe with me. All right, so in a moment, we're going to step into the time machine. So you've spent today designing and deciding for a dream, creating a vision of a life that you would love living. Imagine yourself in that life as if it was happening right now. And you're heading into a vision workshop reunion. And you've RSVP'd that you're coming, and you get there and you bump into your friend that you haven't seen in 3 years, and you tell each other what's going on in your incredible lives. So when it's your turn to share about your life results, share with as much detail as possible. If you say, you know, I live in an incredible house, your partner can't see you or feel you in that house. You can say, I live in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, ranch-style home on a cul-de-sac with beautiful trees in the front. I feel the air flowing through the house. I feel so whatever, okay? You can see the difference there, right? Your partner can actually see you and feel you in this moment, okay? So this is what Mary Morrissey talked about when she said coming from your dream, okay? So give all your 5 senses so your partner can see you and feel you and hear you inside your dream. Now here's something really important. Understand this is not a dialogue. This is not chit-chat. This is a monologue, okay? So the speaker talks about the dream for the whole time. The listener actively listens, paying attention with curiosity, with caring. The only time that the partner who isn't speaking can speak is if you don't understand something or you didn't hear something, okay? Now in a moment I'm going to say begin, and this is what you're going to do. We're going to take 4 steps counterclockwise, okay? To the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you come around, partner number 2 is going to say, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in 3 years. Let me tell you about my amazing life. Okay? And in that time, 3 minutes, you're going to share your vision. Now, when you're going to have 3 minutes to do it. If you stop talking, if something doesn't come, that's okay. Just stay silent. Stay silent. It may come to you. Okay? At the 3 minutes, I'm going to say time's up. You're going to say to be continued. You're going to stand in silence. Okay? No hugging, no high-fiving, not yet. Okay? We'll talk about that in a minute. It's very important that you just, and I'll give you direction from there. Okay? So we're going to take 4 steps to the left. No, hold on. When I say go, 4 steps to the left. I know you're excited about this. That's awesome. I'm going to get my timer going here. You're going to have 3 minutes to share. Everybody understand what we're doing here? Okay, awesome. All right. So take a deep breath with me. 4 steps to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I live slightly outside of Louisville in the Knightsbury area with my husband. We have 4 children on over 10 acres of land in a ranch-style home. I homeschool our kids. I also run a small business as a beekeeper. Yeah, I homeschool our kids. My husband and I work part-time at our church as a youth pastor. And we actively engage in our community. I enjoy being outdoors a lot. My kids are socially conscious and very kind. We'd like to spend family time together and engage in our community.
House hunting, we're probably thinking to
I felt like our kids are 4 boys. maybe a girl if the Lord blesses us. Yeah, we homeschool them. Spend a lot of time together. My small business as a beekeeper. I like to serve the Oakville surrounding areas a little bit farther. I might run for city council in Oakville. Definitely a PTA mom, homeschool, kind of engaged in the community, engaged in my church. Me and my husband have been married for over 80 years and are very happy together. And we still spend family dinners together, phones down. Kids do not get distracted by their cell phones. We engage in our community. We love it. We spend our time well because we can. We are financially stable and use anything that we can to give back to our community and bless others.
And get together with my and that was my vision.
I make money from my beekeeping business. My husband works in real estate. His business is fully based off of poor because everybody in Oakville knows and loves us.
So good. In the beginning was very scary.
I'm not scared of bees.
Process of getting a second vehicle.
With somebody else.
I don't know how we're going to pay for it, but we're going to process it.
I'm healthy. A little bit of baby weight, but I've come to terms with
This
it.
was my
What
was Ghana's life.
My husband and I love to play sports.
15 seconds.
I teach a girls frisbee team in Oakville. I empower girls in sports so they're not afraid to play. But I encourage my boys to play sports as well. And eventually we'll run a co-ed team.
That's 3 minutes, so fall silent. Fall silent, please. Everybody fall silent. Go ahead and fall silent. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just notice how you're feeling right now. Feel the energy, the life flowing through you. Memorize this feeling. These are the results that you created. This is you living in life, in the life that you love living. This is the power of our memory. This is to record the feelings that you're experiencing right now. This is the vibration, the frequency of the life you love living. There's nothing you can imagine that the mind you thought it up in doesn't know how to bring it to reality. This is your life. So feel it and memorize it. Now go ahead and open your eyes. Now, partner number 1. Did you see your partner come more alive when they were sharing their vision? Raise your hand if you did. Awesome. Now, partner number 1, look at your partner and say, "Life looks good on you."
Great. Thank you.
All right, now you can give your partner a high five or an elbow, whatever you want to do. Awesome job, awesome job. Now, I invite you to literally change places. Change the energy, change places. Partner number 1.
I might just come over to your side, Allison.
Oh my God, change partners.
Okay. Everyone take a deep breath. Now, partner number 1, this is your turn. Bring your vision to mind. Bring to mind the dreams you described when you were journaling about what you would love in each area of your life. Now let's step into the time machine and head to the reunion. And as we turn around, we're going to go here forward. Hold on. One second. As we go from here forward in time 3 years, we're going to take 4 steps counterclockwise. Ready? And then you're going to say, "Oh my gosh." And remember, this is a monologue, not a dialogue. So partner number 2 is not speaking. Partner number 1 is speaking right now. Okay? Hold that space for them. See them in the potential and the possibility that this dream is their reality. So ready? Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Oh my
And I have a brand new.
Well, let's start with
locker room.
Did the workshop together 3 years ago?
My kids just went back to visit. We're so excited to love our new community. They work together to make things better. The area is clean. There are no potholes, which was, in the neighborhood. I'm so excited because the community is strengthened and comes together to take care of the community actually care. No politics involved. Everybody is working to make things better. My knee has gotten better and I'm able to run again. I'm so excited. My amazing husband, who I've been married to for 25 years, has helped us better. He's stayed with us during great things. And his blog and all that kind of stuff because I am helping him and we are part of it. Exposing others to how to be better and have great lives, to support us as living with a medical condition that they don't want to have. They're able to take care of themselves and not be put in anything, not have to see medication or drugs or not on their treadmill. And so we're doing wonderful. My mom is better. We're not worrying about her. We're able to take care of her, not have stress. And since I've moved on and helping my husband, helping other people to raise and protect have this huge amount of stress that I've had in the past. You know I love my job.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
The stress, the time it took me, like, you know, I had 3 months vacation, which I could not take because if I were to take that, I would get this other job and I wouldn't be able to catch up.
Okay.
Now, I was able to pay out
Yeah, but I feel
and take the time to do what I was really doing. And I'm excited because now we do things on our terms and I'm able to take the time.
I'm just doing it there for
My husband and my kids, my daughter is San Diego and it's Seattle. And his son was able to come and spend time with us and be in this beautiful community. We're in our place, all this beautiful stuff. And we were able to spend time with
15
my husband,
seconds
his
left.
wife and all that great stuff. Vacations and on our terms, not somebody else's. We couldn't be.
So you're not married?
That's 3 minutes to be continued. Please fall silent. All silent. Everyone, let's take another deep breath. Close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling right now. Partner number 1, feel the energy and life flowing through you. Memorize this feeling. Remember, this is the power of our memory to record the feelings you're experiencing right now. This is the vibration, the frequency of the life you would love living. There's nothing you can imagine that the mind you thought it up in doesn't know how to bring it to reality. This is your life. So feel it. Memorize it. Now go ahead and open your eyes. Partner number 2, did you see your partner come alive as they were sharing their vision? Raise your hand if you did. Absolutely. Partner number 2, look in your partner's eyes and say, life looks really good on you. Now you can give a high five, a hug, an elbow,
I don't know
whatever.
about you, girl, that looked like your reality.
And I love it to
Send me a picture from that later.
So go ahead and take your seats.
Oh, yes.
I'm so impressed with all of you. Great job. I could hear some incredible dreams going on. So, oops.
We're working on it.
I think it went to
It's on
sleep.
my side, I got it.
I think it went to sleep.
It's on her.
So
she's good.
would you love to have this life in your vision? Would you love it? Raise your hand if you would love to have this vision. Absolutely. And here's the thing, everything you imagine can with certainty be your life. I believe that each one of us is far more powerful, contains far more potential than any circumstance or situation or condition that's happening in our life right now. There's a proven, reliable, repeatable system that moves dreams into results, and that's why you're here today. To learn the keys to master your results, and I'm honored to be part of your experience today. So we've taken a deep dive into the first and second keys to mastering your results, designing your dream, deciding for your dream. You've created a blueprint for your dream, you've tested it, you've decided for it. And now I'm going to give you a heads up on something that usually happens during this process. A couple of things happen when we make a firm decision. When we make a firm decision for our lives, we call these things paradigms. It's something that happens. We don't have to be surprised when good paradigms happen. Like, for example, resources, unexpected support comes into your life. But then there's these other types of paradigms that we really want to be watchful of. It's something that happens when we make a firm decision. It's perfectly normal. It happens all the time. And it's very important to be alert and to watch for it. Okay? These are paradigms. Paradigms are simply patterns that run in the background of our minds, influencing our beliefs and our actions and our thoughts. And when we live this way by default, we run on autopilot, which means, it's fine in some situations, but we continue to get the same old results if we run on autopilot. It's when we make a decision to do something new that everything unlike that decision rises up in us. So when we go about designing a life that we would love and taking steps to make changes, old patterns, the old life goes, whoa, wait a minute here, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. Who do you think you are? Where are you going to have time for that? You don't have the money, the resources, the experience, the time. What if you fail? What would people think about you? Who here has ever had a paradigm like that before? I'm going to raise up both hands because absolutely. Good. That means you're on the right track. That means you're on a growth track. So paradigms or patterns that can be helpful habits, like brushing your teeth in the morning, showering, using your turn signal because we're, following the rules of the road. But the habits or paradigms that we want to address are the ones that keep us stuck. Those paradigms are the ones that fight for the status quo when we're starting to make positive changes in our life. Because the paradigms, they think they're protecting us. They have a funny way of showing it though. Here's what happens. Let's say I make a decision that I'm going to get in better shape, increase my strength and my flexibility because I'd love to be able to keep up better with my kids or my grandkids. And I've decided I'm going to go for a run through the neighborhood 3 nights a week, and I'm going to do some stretching exercises the other 2 nights of the week and the free weights in our spare room. So things go well for about a week, and then something happens at work and I get home late one night, so instead of going for a run, I plop down on the couch, put my feet up, all good. No, I've been working hard. I deserve a break. So then the next night the kids ask for a ride to a birthday party, and I skip the workout again, saying it's all right. It's Friday night. I'll start again on Monday. Then Monday comes, I get a headache. I feel like maybe a cold is coming on. I'm going to skip it. I wasn't really seeing results anyway, so maybe it's not worth the effort. And now my workout motivation is pretty much gone. Has anybody ever felt that paradigm before? Right? My old paradigms, my old patterns are trying to pull me back to my comfort zone. And the paradigm does this in 3 ways. We call them the 3 Ds. The first is delay, also known as distraction. I got home from work late, so I'm going to put my run off. The second is dissuasion. It's all right. I deserve a break. Besides, I'm not seeing results anyways, so it's probably not worth the effort. The third D is Defcon. That's a military term. This is when a sense of fear and anxiety set in. Often physical symptoms that can lead to us giving up on our dream altogether. And we don't want that to happen, do we? It's not a matter of if the 3 Ds are coming, it's when. When will they show up? And I want you to be aware of the paradigm so that you'll recognize them when they do show up, so you can get even better at mastering the results. The truth of the matter is when a paradigm shows up, it's actually good news. That means that you're growing and you're shifting in your life. So there's no reason to fear the paradigms in your life. And this brings us to our third key to mastering our results in your life. And this is a big one. This is befriending your fear. So what does that even mean? Making friends with fear? Yes. It means you can have fear, but you don't have to let fear have you. The author of the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, said, "The value of your decisions depends on the courage you have to make them." When we decide for a dream, like you've done here today, there's a part of you that says, yes, I'm doing this. And there's another part of us that rises up and says, yeah, right, that's not gonna happen. Or, how are you gonna do that? You've never done that before. You don't have the time, the money, the resources. And guess what? That's exactly what our environment and culture is telling us on a repeated basis. Check this out. Headlines. It's no wonder fear is so prevalent. We have been surrounded with frightful headlines. World money crisis. What's wrong with U.S. medicine? Why nothing seems to work anymore? Battle of the economy. Is the U.S. going broke? War in the Middle East. The big freeze. The economy, the big headache, the energy mess, pollution in L.A. And check this out. All of these magazine covers are over 30 years old. This fear is cyclical. The focus of the attention may change from the economy crashing to healthcare crisis to war, but these types of headlines are pervasive in magazines, newspapers, television, nowadays social media. And the same thinking drives the same conversations and ultimately the same results. But here's the truth. There is never any less abundance, never any less opportunity than there was then, than there is now. We live in an abundant, generous universe, and we do not have to give in to appearance of anything otherwise. We all have fear and doubt and worry sometimes. Even the world's most successful people have fear and worry and doubt sometimes. The difference is successful people don't let fear, doubt, and worry make decisions for them. They choose to focus on what's possible instead of what's impossible. Focus on possibility. So notice the part of you that when you think of your dream, you're like, heck yeah. Pay attention to that feeling for a minute. Then as you do that, you may notice that nagging part of you that says, yeah, right, who do you think you are? You don't have what it takes. What if I fail? It's that voice of fear. It's that part of you that wants things to stay status quo. That's your paradigm again. And often fear is not going to disguise itself with practicality. It's not going to say, I'm here to kill your dreams. No, fear is going to say, it's too smart. It's going to say, I'm going to keep you safe. I'm going to make sure you'll never experience that level of pain again. I'm here to keep your kids safe. I'm here to make sure you never get embarrassed. It's a voice that says, now's not a good time, wait until later. It says, you don't have the money for that, that's irresponsible. Has anyone ever heard of that voice? Have you heard from it today? Anyone? Absolutely. Has anyone here ever had a failure in your life? I'm going to raise both hands here. We all have, and I can prove it. When we were babies, we started out as non-walkers. And as a non-walker, you saw people around you on their hind legs, instead of on all fours like you were as a baby. And you wanted that same level of freedom yourself. You wanted to be upright, not floor-bound. So you rose up, you locked your eye on that toy or cookie that you wanted, and you took a step. And what happened? You fell down. So you got back up again, you tried it again, you locked your eye on that toy or cookie, you took a step, and you fell down. Not once while you were learning to walk did you ever say, well, I guess I'm not meant to be a walker. No. You got up and you rose again and you took another step and you fell down again. And eventually you became a walker. But something happens when we become adults. We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down. When we fall down in business, we say, well, I guess I'm just not meant to be a business owner. Or we fall down in love and we say, well, I guess it's just not in the cards for me. When in reality, falling down and getting back up is absolutely essential in creating new results and becoming successful. Great dream builders will fail and rise again. You know these people and their stories. You've heard them. And now you can see how they learn to walk by falling down. Let's take a look at this quick video, folks.
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, "Wasting her time. She's too shy to put her best foot forward." Turned down by the Decca Recording Company, who said, "We don't like their sound, and guitar music is on the way out." A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
If you've never failed, you've never lived. Life is a risk. So all these great success stories have all experienced great failure. In fact, fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving your dreams. So when that voice of doubt questions you and asks, "What if I fail?" let your response be, "Bring it on. I might fail, but if I do, I'll rise up, I'll keep going, and I will succeed." So how do we give power to the part of us that wants us to move forward when there's a part of us, we keep hearing these voices that want us to play small? There's a whole process that I take my clients through in the Dream Builder program. But for our purposes today, I'm going to give you one thing that you can do. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So when you notice your paradigm showing up, whatever form that shows up, maybe in fear, you start thinking small, here's what you do. Interrupt that thought and say, "Not today," and reconnect with your vision. Refocus your mind on your dream, all those ideas that dissolve your discontent, answer your longings. Focus on what you would love, the dream that brings you alive and has good in it for others. Put the fear out of your mind and instead bring to mind your dream. And then this is the key, is to take an action step. Just thinking about your vision, your dream, even writing it down it's not going to make it happen, just poof, and it's here. You have to do your part, even if you're doing it afraid. So take a moment now, look at what you've written down as your dream, and remember our tool. The quality of our life is determined by the quality of the questions that we ask. So consider the dream and ask yourself, what is one thing I could do, what is one action step I could take in the next 2 days that would move me in the direction of my dream? There's probably a lot of things that you can do. Don't sell yourself short here. So if you're looking for the love of your life, your action step might be to join a club, to meet somebody of mutual interest. If you're wanting to start a business, the one thing you can do is Google how to write a business plan. You get the idea. So I'm going to give you a minute just to think about your dream. And take a minute to journal what's one possible action step that you could take. What's one thing that you can do? Remember, it took you many attempts at taking steps before you learned to walk, and that was an important milestone. So is your dream. So what's one thing that you can do? Okay, does everybody have one thing that they could do? Raise your hand if you have one thing that you could do. Take an action step. Awesome, fantastic. All right, so we're going to take this one step further. We're going to do another round of time machine. And here's why. the more we connect to our dream, the more we have those images and ideas and thoughts in our, and feel them coming from our dream, the more likely we're able to take action and experience those results in our lives. So to that end, imagine with me now that you did in fact take the action that you wrote down and you achieved your dream that much easier, and you're now living that life. And we're meeting at the reunion 3 years from now to tell each other about it. So go ahead in silence, find your partner again. Yours left, so you and I will do it together. Okay, go ahead. Now we're gonna only take 2 minutes this time. So raise your hand, partner number one. Partner number one. Partner number one, you're gonna go first this time. So quick reminder, we're gonna look each other in the eye and we're gonna say your dream is safe with me.
Your dream is safe with me.
So you've RSVP to the Vision Workshop reunion, and when we step in time, in the time machine, it's 3 years from now, and you're gonna describe in vivid detail what your life is like, and remember to describe it as vividly as you can, so you can feel it and see your partner in it, or have your partner see you in it. It's a monologue, not a dialogue. Allow this to happen for your partner. And when I call time, I'm gonna say to be continued. And keep your hands to your side, just feel that moment, okay? So 2 minutes, we're gonna take 4 steps to the left. Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm so glad you made the right to California and go to a place that better suited our needs. Things are going great. We've got our new house, brand new house in a new area, and we know I was not thrilled about the desert, but it's beautiful, it's wonderful. The summers aren't as long as we thought, and I love being closer to my family. I was supported and my mom. But enough to do great. His health is good, and her blood is doing good. I've been able to hook up with all the people that have empowered us, and all the doctors and stuff got together now. Dr. Popper, we're doing good things. The people who need the help and don't want to get stuck on. I'm so glad to be in part of a job that the results are because of my efforts help me as well. And I've been able to take time for vacations and stuff, and instead of working like an crazy person, the stress is not worth it. I mean, before I knew it, my success was great, but I was able to look and find out because I saw it to my family and my opinion. And I've always been the priority. Now my husband is priority, and our time together because we get each other, and I'm glad I'm able to spend more time with our kids. And we're all moving closer to each other instead of away from each other. I like my one son a lot better than I used to.
I thought about thinking of a place. I'm thinking of what's happening.
And I'm really glad that my dads are really happy and good in their lives. So I'm really thrilled to my grandson's doing great, and I see him a lot more.
I think that really helps me.
Us in our new house, and we go to new adventures and everything, and I'm so glad.
2 minutes, to be continued.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Please fall silent.
Just like, oh, don't do this.
We're gonna take a deep breath, close your eyes with me. Notice your feeling right now. Feel the energy and life flowing through you. Memorize this feeling. Go ahead and open your eyes. Partner 2, tell partner number 1, life looks really good on you. Okay, give your partner a high five, a hug, whatever. Feels good.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, partner number 2's turn. So bring your vision to mind. We'll step into the time machine 3 years from now. Oh my gosh, it's So great to see you.
Oh my
Ready?
gosh, it's so great
4
to see
steps to
you.
the
Tell
left.
me what's going
One,
on.
2, 3, 4.
Tell me what's
So
going on.
great to see you. So much has happened. I finally made the leap, bought a house, finally got some land to ourselves, a big front yard, a big backyard. We're keeping our time with the chamber, but I finally made the jump to my beekeeping business. Super scary, but the community that we moved into is just a really great fit for both the beekeeping business and its needs, and it's really fulfilling work. I'm still engaging in my community in Modesto and in Oakdale, but the time that I'm giving to work is because I'm choosing to give to it, not because I have to do it for monetary, financial stability. But we are loving life. We're starting our own little families. Me and Josh, and now we have some kiddos. But life is just great. I'm finally being able to see the sun during the day and not be stuck in an office all day long. Being able to really engage with my family and my living grandparents and spend more time there while I still have that. Life is really great. Our church family is blossoming and blooming. We finally got to a new building, and so taking a lead in ministry there, and all the kids that I first saw in youth group when I first started out are now becoming adults and getting married and being able to engage in their lives. There is very little stress in my life, and the stress that is there is just pushing me for growth and for better things in the world. But life is beautiful. If I could give it, life is the color yellow. It's bright, it's sunny, and it's happy, and that's exactly where I want to be. I'm finally finished with school, so not having to do that anymore, but am working to further my education in the areas that I have a passion for, so biblical theology, beekeeping, teaching my own children, so being able to
be continued.
To be continued.
That's 2 minutes. Go ahead and close your eyes. Notice the feeling that you're feeling right now. Memorize the feeling. This is your life. So go ahead and open your eyes. Partner number 2, tell your partner life looks really good on you.
Life looks really good on you.
All right. Raise your hand if you saw your partner come alive. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. This is expansive energy. This is life-seeking expression through you. So go ahead and take your seat. Thank you so much. With that time machine experience, can you see how taking an action step can propel you toward the life you would love to live? Right? This is the action step. This is the action that you get to take to bring that into reality. And remember, progress is more important than perfection. So taking even the smallest steps towards your dream will make a difference. The key is to do what you can with what you have, with where you are. The decisions we make and the actions we take today are ultimately who we become tomorrow. And all you've done an amazing job today, so great work. Guess what? You've been just experiencing befriending your fear, right? Our third key. And so you felt the fear and you did it anyway. You put aside doubt, worry, fear, focused instead on the possibility of your vision. And you took an action step in the direction of your dream. So well done, everyone. All right, so where are we? Okay, so as I promised you at the beginning of our time together, I have a gift for you, and then I'm going to close with a story. But first I want to wrap this up in a recap, what we've covered. So you learned through the numbers exercise that there's an invisible pattern to success, and when you expand your awareness of that pattern, your results naturally increase. You learned that if you want to change your results, you first change your thinking. You learn that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask. You learn the 3 keys to mastering your results, which are the 3 of the 10 principles in the Dream Building Program. The first key is designing your dream. You have a blueprint of what you would love to achieve. And the clearer the blueprint, the more power you have. The second key is deciding for your dream, the power of making decisions. You decide for the thing you want in the absence of knowing how. And the third key is befriending your fear. How fear and failure are prerequisites for your greatness. Befriend your fear. Shift your paradigms to achieve your dreams. And above all, remember this. You are worthy of your dream. You're absolutely worthy of a dream that you love, a life that you love to live. So let me ask you this. Raise your hand if you feel like you've connected with these ideas. If you know that if you really implemented them, they would make a difference in your life. Anyone? Awesome, absolutely. I'm going to close with a story, but first let me give you a gift. As promised at the beginning of this presentation, I have a special gift for those of you who would like to integrate this further into your life. Between my speaking schedule, my coaching schedule, I offer a 45-minute Zoom conversation. I call it a discovery session, where you and I get on Zoom together and we get clear about where you are now and where you would love to be and the next most important action step you can take in the direction of your vision. These strategy sessions are, it's a 45-minute call. So we don't cover, it's not a coaching session. It's a let's get crystal clear, and then I'm going to give you some professional advice. Okay? These discovery sessions are valued at $250, and there's some of you here today who are ready to take action on your dream. So for you, I'm offering this discovery session completely complimentary. Okay? So you have at your desk a QR code. That QR code, if you scan it with your phone right now, you will find my calendar for the discovery session. Now here's the thing. This discovery session there's no obligation to buy a coaching program. I want you to know that. There's only an obligation for you to show up and to be ready to dream. Now, I ask you to do this right now because what happens is when your paradigms are going to show up and start to say, I don't really need this. I can do this later, right? Delay is a paradigm. Later has a really nasty cousin called never, right? So do it right now. Take a moment, no obligation, but just let's spend some time together. I'd love to get to know you. I'd love to hear your vision, hear your dreams. So I'm going to close with this story. Also, if you can't do the QR code, you can write the Calendly link that's here on the screen. Also, you can reach out to me. You have my card. All right, I'm going to close with a story. It's a true story about William H. Murray. He's the one up here in the top left corner. William H. Murray is known as one of the top 5 mountain climbers of all time. But he didn't start out that way at all. In fact, he almost let the opportunity for greatness slip right by him. Most mountain climbers would tell you that the greatest achievement for any mountain climber is to summit Mount Everest. So a man named Edmund Hillary, this guy down here, was putting together a team to attempt to do just that, and Hillary wanted Murray on his team. And at that point, no one had ever reached the peak of Mount Everest, and the effort was going to require some investment of time and money. And each climber would have to pay his own way. So when Hillary invited Murray, Murray thought, I would love to be on that expedition, but how much is it going to cost? And when confronted with the price, he said he saw no way of coming up with that kind of money. Conditions. He declined the invitation, and Hillary went on the climb without him. Hillary's team had a great expedition, but they did not reach the summit. And a couple of years later, Edmund Hillary was putting together another expedition, and he sought out Murray once again. And Hillary said, Murray, we want you on your team. Come with us this time. For the second time, William H. Murray asked how much would it cost to go on the expedition. And once again, when confronted with the price, he said no. The number was more than he believed possible for himself. He declined based on conditions again. So Hillary and the team hike Everest without him a second time. They go further up the mountain this time, but they still didn't reach the summit. So deja vu, here comes Hillary talking to Murray again. For the third time, Hillary says, listen, Murray, we're going one more time. And I think we're going to reach the summit this time, because the last time I was on her, I looked at Everest and I said, I will climb you because you're not getting any bigger and I am. So this time, when Hillary asked Marie to come with the team, Marie asked a different question. The quality of her life is based on the quality of the questions that we ask. So Murray asked a different question. He said, how much is the deposit? Because Murray decided that he would go on this expedition. He had no idea how he was going to pay for the trip, but the how didn't matter. He was committed. He put his initial down payment down and he was on his way. As it turns out, Murray attracted all the financial resources required to go on the full expedition. And it was Murray who discovered a southern route on Everest that allowed the group to summit the mountain. Murray wrote about his experience in a book called Evidence of Things Not Seen. And one of the most famous quotes from that book is, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Let that sink in. Absence of evidence is simply absence of awareness. So you have a Mount Everest level dream, and perhaps you don't know the route or the path at this point. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means that you're still growing. You're still growing your awareness to be able to see the things you can do to generate the results you want. And I'm honored to be able to support you in learning the keys to master those results. I'm going to close this workshop with another very famous quote from Murray's book. He says, until one is committed, make a decision. There's hesitancy. Should I or shouldn't I? Maybe I shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. The chance to draw back, the negotiation, the wobbling that we do with ourselves. Always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiation and creation, there's one elementary truth. The ignorance kills countless ideas and splendid plans, namely, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise would have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from this decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no one could have dreamt would have come their way. He said he learned a very deep respect for one of Gertie's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Because boldness has genius and power and magic in it. You have a splendid dream. You wrote it down. You can feel it. You made a decision for it. And to achieve your dream, you get to decide for it again and again. No matter the circumstances, no matter the fear, no matter the failure, you get to decide for it when it's uncomfortable and you don't feel like it. Because there's one elementary truth. You commit to your dream and befriend your fear, because when you do, a whole stream of events rush to the aid for the fulfillment of that dream. So for those of you who are willing to commit to your dream, for those of you who would love to support in achieving your dream, if you'd love a coach to help you summit your Everest, make sure you sign up for that discovery session. And remember, as you walk out these doors today and into your life, know that what is inside of you is far greater than anything outside of you. You have incredible power within you. This is your moment. Today is your day to take bold action. Because as Gertie says, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Because boldness has genius and power and magic in it. So it's been my privilege and honor to share with you today. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for coming today and saying yes to yourself. Thank you, Trish, again for having me.
Everyone impressed?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. That was fun.